Can you hear me? Am I coming
Yes.
in?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Hello from beautiful Portland, Oregon. It's actually sunny here. Not to throw any salt in anybody east of me's game, but it's delightful and I'm not complaining.
Awesome. Aaron, it's great to have you. And so I'm just going to let you jump into your session because you and I both only have 20 minutes, and I know that everyone here wants to get to the knowledge bombs. So a brief intro on Aaron. Aaron Orendorff is the editor-in-chief of the Shopify Plus blog. He's written some of the best and most widely viewed content on e-commerce in the world. Couldn't be a better keynote to kick us off today. He's going to talk about the top 3 customer experience trends for e-commerce in 2019. So with that, Aaron, I'll let you take it away.
Fantastic. I'm going to shut down my video and do a quick share of my screen. You just let me know if everything is coming through correct. Hopefully you see this. Are you still on the line, sir?
Yes, and your full screen, looking great.
Beautiful. Look at that. I even dressed up. Top 3 customer service trends in 2019. And like Derek said, 20 minutes. So my Twitter handle is on there. Please do hit me with questions along with the hashtag. And if at any point during this deck and presentation it feels like an absolute flood of information, and I'm very much hoping it does, I'm going to drop 3 sources where you can slow down and dig in towards the end. 3 trends. The only way to maintain direct and intimate connections with customers, and honestly, this is the new normal for direct-to-consumer, digitally native vertical brands and commerce as a whole, is through number 1, original content. 2, conversion optimization that does not undercut brand value while baking things like easy and average order value into the checkout path. And 3, conversational commerce through chat, messenger, and SMS. First, commerce plus content. Now, people have always bought with their hearts and justified with their heads. The difference now is that the flood of choice means brands can scale profitably, serving smaller niches than legacy competitors. This is the gift of direct-to-consumer, and expand from a mission-centric foundation, hence content. However, the power of content resides not in its direct ability to sell, even though it can. Content's true power comes from galvanizing your audience, entering its heart and mind through a consistent story well told, full of drama with people at its core. It's why Nick Sharma likes to say people are becoming brands and brands are becoming human. It's also why David Herman, the director of advertising at Social Outlier, a gentleman you should all go immediately follow on Twitter after this, explains. In paid social, it doesn't matter how good your strategies are. Your audience needs to connect with your content first. It's the kindling. It's what drives inspiration. I can't make people money unless they keep feeding me content. If sales are down, if traffic is more expensive, blame content. Now, of course, not all content is created equal. Recent data shows that never before have so many companies produced so much content with so little attention to results. Fully 86% of B2C brands use content marketing. 64% of them say it's extremely or very committed, that is their stance towards it, and 74% rate it as more successful than last year. Here's the downside. A third have a documented strategy. Despite that extremely or very committed 55% have a small or one-person team running the show, and this is the one that should stop you in your tracks. 57% do not measure the ROI of content. And naturally, this leads to content overload, as the Wall Street Journal so eloquently pointed out in January. But is overload a problem? Joe Paluzzi and Robert Rose in Killing Marketing, a fantastic book on content, argue that no, not at all. As the production and distribution of content becomes more commoditized, the value of original high-quality content continues to increase. You see, content overload isn't the problem. Shitty content is the problem. And for those of you that are doing it right, it's a blessing. Of course, the question is, how? Content creates audiences, and audiences are currency. But how do you create that content that drives audiences? And here comes your first flood. D2C brand thinks, whose tagline is, for people with periods, does this masterfully on its cleverly named blog, The Periodical, where they tell stories and only lightly touch on product. Of course, everybody knows Emily Weiss's blog, Into the Gloss, was and is the content backbone of Glossier's growing empire. Rothy's continually transforms earned media into on-site content, as well as social media content, both paid and organic, as well as email content. In 2018, one of my favorite new brands, Inkbox, inventors of a temporary tattoo that looks authentic, grew sales over 100%, from 5 million to over 10 million. On top of its YouTube Q&As, content, baller social media game, content, and blog, it releases annual trend and industry reports, which is usually a B2B favorite. But it releases and promotes them through Facebook Messenger, in addition to traditional channels, for a fully mobile content optimized experience. Chubbies and Purple have foregone the traditional influencer route and instead create written, social, and especially video content permeated by their brand's unique voices. For Purple, this has become a huge point of differentiation, especially in the crowded online mattress space, fusing science and humor. On a similar note, Australian mattress company Koala is resurrecting old media content, like AM radio ads, I am not joking, and billboards they placed near IKEA in Sydney, Australia. See, the thing is, more than a gimmick, Koala's ethos breeds fun and snarky through and through. And it then turns those old media pieces into social media and earned media content gold. Legacy brands like Nike and D2C have created socially conscious direct-to-consumer content, but easily my favorite inspiration is streetwear company The Hundreds. Streetwear without fashion, without culture, is just fashion. That's from Bobby Hundreds, the co-founder and owner of The Hundreds. And it's that driving principle that unleashes itself in a torrent of content types, all of which turns and hinges and centers itself on their blog. At the core of The Hundreds ethos, wrote Alina Wynn, is storytelling on a personal level. The story that exists on the undertow lays the foundation for everything our brand stands for, and every collaboration and project we do in the clothing sector. And that really is the core of content plus commerce. Stories about people, not products, for your audience, about your audience, and even by your audience. Second, conversions that don't sacrifice brand value. And what unites these different verticals, these different content types, and connects them directly to customer experience is a focus on brand equity and brand purpose. Brand equity, explains Webb Smith, is a marketing term for the value of that brand. That value is determined by customer perception of and experiences with the brand. Awareness, recognition, trial, preference, and product loyalty are each vital components of this measure. Brands with high brand equity, high value, are known as Veblen brands. And a Veblen brand defies economic law. As price and supply rise, so does demand. With a bit of a different angle on it, purpose can be defined as the reason why something exists. For companies, it is the foundation of every experience. It is the underlying essence that makes a brand relevant and necessary. 62% of consumers want brands to take a stand on relevant cultural issues. 52% say both their initial purchase and their loyalty heavily depend on a company's commitment to something bigger than just products and services. And this approach pays off enormously. 175% is the valuation increase of brands with, quote, a high sense of purpose, compared to 70% for brands with a low sense of purpose, according to a 12-year longitudinal study. Here's the interesting thing. As a microcosm, in late 2018, numerous D2C leaders offered either no holiday discounts, minimal discounts, or charity-based incentives. Why? Because discounting can substantially lower and damage brand value. Does this mean price and optimization are things of the past? Hardly. Digitally native vertical brands who did host holiday promotions delivered them in ways that drove conversion rates and average order value without sacrificing brand value. Here comes the second flood. To start, mega online brand Fashion Nova dropped 3 massive flash sales all in a row. The first on November 14th in conjunction with a fashion show headlined by mega influencer Cardi B. They sold 10.8 million online in 3 hours. Then they followed that up with a deeply discounted Black Friday sale and an even more deeply discounted Cyber Monday sale. Muscle Nation, an Australian-based fitness clothing and accessory company, created 2 Black Friday deals based on spending thresholds. Add 150, get 15% off, plus a free jug and free shipping. Add $250, get 30% off, plus a free bag, $70 value, that same free jug, $30 value, and free shipping. Now, this can sound like a complicated deal structure, but Muscle Nation integrated everything into its cart. So customers could get the discounts and free gifts just by clicking and following the prompts. This led to a 40% conversion rate during the first hour of the sale and 1.1 million in AUD during the sale event 12-hour period. Brooklyn created a similar strategy, and I hope you pick up on the pattern. Free gift plus a tiered discount based on spending thresholds. Within the cart and checkout pages, this time, shoppers weren't just nudged toward unlocking the next offer based on actual dollar amounts. They were also given purchase recommendations at each stage to push them into the next tier. Each was calculated automatically, updated automatically, and didn't require any coupon codes, anything that would slow them down or take them out of the purchase process. Give you a very different example. Pure Vita bracelets did this through micro-influencers, but instead of simply a sort of post it and leave it, these were genuine product and content collaborations. Through Instagram stories, swipe up, not just ads or product tagging, many of which sold out. On-site, Pure Vita stripped down its website to the bare essentials, making its homepage literally half its usual length. A layout that worked so well, the only element it added back today is its shoppable Instagram feed. Lastly, direct-to-consumer brand Lisa, and this is from just last week, utilizes similar conversion tactics year-round, starting with front-loading its checkout process with Pay Now and monthly payment options. Hitting Add to Cart triggers directly relevant upsells that coordinate with the actual size of the product someone has just shown interest in. Its checkout automatically applies those discounts, also automatically removes them for monthly payment customers, plus has an in-cart exit intent overlay to reinstate the discounts based on accepting marketing. Whew. All right, that was a lot. So by way of summary, strip down product pages and mobile-first checkouts. Sold out merchandise fueled by influencer marketing, or alternatively, co-created products and content with micro-influencers. For AOV, tiered discounts via spending thresholds without coupons, in-cart upsells for mystery items or recommended products, installment plans for high-ticket purchases rather than Pay Now, countdown timers, customizable free gifts, and subscription incentives, all baked seamlessly into on-site and checkout experiences. It's those sort of creative deal structures that delight customers, fuel revenue growth, and do both without undercutting or damaging brand value. Third, and this will be the shortest, conversational commerce. Love means never having to say anything via email. Now, admittedly, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Email is still the king of e-commerce marketing pre-purchase. And some people still want transactional and post-purchase messages in their inbox. But as Derek alluded to, if your support process isn't starting to be driven by conversational commerce, meaning on-site chat, direct messaging through chat, Facebook Messenger, or SMS, you're not preparing for the future. With this one, I just want to focus on the data. Here's the number that I hope haunts your nightmares. 36%. That's the rate at which e-commerce stores' customer service efficiency increases in relation to business growth. Now this means, and here's my one scientific slide, customer service efficiency scales sublinearly. The more you grow, the worse you get at customer service. As if that wasn't bad enough, additional data compiled in Gorgeous's original research found 79% of e-commerce stores do not know the cost of a support ticket. 85% still don't have 24/7 support. 200%. Less automation leads to 200% less satisfaction with response times, and that ominous 205%. If you're a CS manager, your CEO thinks you're doing 205% worse than you do. Now, this is where I want to end, because the rest of this event is going to be dead centered on exactly this kind of data and what you can do about it. If you want to dig into any of the examples, about 75% of them can be found in 3 articles spread over Shopify Plus. I dropped this into a tweet, and you can jump to that tweet, those 3 links, bit.ly/top3cx. And if you have any further questions, I will be available and monitoring my Twitter all throughout today. Be sure to use that hashtag LoveCX19. And with that, I will do my best to hand it back over.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Wow, actually, I know for sure I'm going to have to rewatch that keynote just so that I can get all of the brain dumps. I think you just gave everybody their 2019 marketing strategy. So, I love it.